Changes are happening at EPCOT that we did not see coming. I'm Ricky, and welcome to a Disney World After All mini-sode number 21. Okay, so big news broke over the last few days about changes coming to EPCOT, and we're going to start with the first big one, and that's the fact that Soarin' is going to be turned into Soarin' Across America. This is huge because, it's been Soarin' around the world for a few years. Actually, I looked it up. It'll be 10 years that it has been soaring around the world. And it was soaring over California before that. But this is the first time that it's actually going to be soaring across America. And we've actually talked about this on the podcast that I do about the fact that we would really like to have seen this become soaring across America actually within the last couple of weeks. So it's really kind of interesting that Disney has now decided to make this change. And the reason they're making this change is going to be in celebration of America's 250th birthday. So that is kind of a really neat little bow that they're going to tie onto that. They're going to do a few other things as far as celebrating. They're going to extend the 4th of July fireworks show, but the big piece is going to be this information about the fact that it's going to be soaring across America. And again, I'm so excited about this change. I loved Soarin' over California. I thought that was a fantastic version. The music is phenomenal. And then we went into Soarin' over, the world. And well, it wasn't my favorite. The CGI really took me out of that attraction. And so honestly, I think it did the same for a lot of other people too, because both the combination of adding that third theater, which they did a few years back, as well as changing it over to Soarin' around the world, the wait times for this attraction they tend to be like 25, 35 minutes, somewhere around there, which is great if you're at Epcot and you want to ride the attraction. But, as far as like popularity wise, that's not a really good benchmarker. So the fact that Soarin' around the world hasn't really seen the numbers that Soarin' over California had, yeah, it's a good change overall. I'm really happy to hear that they're going to it looks like, based off the footage they shared, that they're going to actually film this instead of use a lot of CGI, so that's good too. I'm curious to see what locations they actually come up with for this attraction. I think, of course, like the Statue of Liberty would have to be one. I think you'd have to do like Mount Rushmore. Maybe the Gateway Arch, because I am from St. Louis, and so that would be a really nice. It's totally a huge landmark that everybody knows. So I feel like that would be a really good one. Maybe we see like Nashville. We see a little bit of that. I'm really anxious to see what they do with this attraction. The Grand Canyon, I think, has to be there for sure. Like they would be doing it a complete disservice without that Grand Canyon. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you would like to see as part of Soarin' Across America. Now, Soarin' Across America is going to debut in summer 2026, and it will debut both at Disney California Adventure as well as at Epcot. Okay, staying at Epcot, more big changes are happening, things that I personally did not see coming, and that is the fact that we are going to go from Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in 3D to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in 2D. Again, huge change that I think is so needed. Yeah, there's certainly a need for 3D attractions, and I get that. But I feel like with this one, it really wasn't necessary. Yes, there are a few effects that take place in 3D that will not be as impactful as they once were in the attraction when it was 3D. But, again, I feel like it's going to be a much better experience. When I'm wearing the 3D glasses, to be perfectly honest, it's so dark in there that I can't see all the physical sets. And I know that they've done some amazing work with those physical sets. So I'm really excited to be able to see this. I've actually taken my glasses off before and just kind of watched the show without the 3D. And, yeah, it's a little fuzzy, but, at least I get to see the whole thing. So I'm really excited to see what they end up doing with this attraction when they actually turn it into a 2D experience. They did say that they're going to add some more props over the coming months as well. And in both the attraction as well as the queue. So that'll be nice to kind of help it increase you know, what you see in the attraction, because, you know, it was slated for a 3D attraction, so they did kind of pare down some of the practical effects. So I'm excited to see what they come up with and add to this attraction as we move forward. All right, so that's going to do it for this mini-sode. Make sure you let me know in the comments, are you excited about this turning into, about Remy's Ratatouille adventure turning into a 2D attraction? It was also turning into a 2D attraction in France, which is of course where it debuted originally. So, you know, they just decided to make this change overall, but let me know in the comments what you think. So, also make sure, I am relatively new to this channel, so make sure you like and subscribe. If you are still here, I very much appreciate it if you would do those two things, please, please, please. Also, if you want to book a trip to Walt Disney World, maybe you want to see Soarin' around the world one last time, my friend Jocelyn at the Magic for Less Travel, she would be more than happy to assist you and get you a free no obligation quote. Visit either the link in my bio or adisneyworldafterall.com for that ability to do so. If you want more news about either of these two things, again, make sure to visit adisneyworldafterall.com. And that's going to do it for today's edition of the Minisodes. We'll see you all next time.